Welcome to Art with Mr. P. Yep, that's me. Welcome to our review on the topics we covered. This file can be used in different ways. If you open the PowerPoint on your device, you can click on each circle on the next page to go to the topic you are interested in viewing. Just click each and it will take you to the start of each chapter. If you are watching on YouTube, you can use the chapter selection in the timeline to move to the chapter you want to view if you have a clear understanding of the other topics. Art critique, a method used to talk about or judge works of art. The first important point to note is that a critique is an opinion given by someone based on the clues they identified in what was observed or viewed. Many persons can give or have a similar critique because they agree on the same views. Many persons can also give or have a different critique because they disagree on some views. This does not make the work good or bad. It just identifies how many agree or disagree with the artist's view on the method of communicating their idea. Although this is not used to identify who is wrong or right, there are methods that are used by the person doing the critique that will allow others to identify if they agree or disagree with that view. So, let's take a look at the steps that will guide us through this. Let's look at the steps that can guide us through better critique communication. Number 1, description. When you are going to start our critique, we first need to identify what we are seeing in the artwork. This is usually the elements of art seen or the things seen in the work. When you are writing it, you would simply write a list of the things you see. When you are talking about it, you would just make a mental note of the things you see and then mention them in the next step. So once we have described, we can check that from our list. The second step would be analysis. When we do this, we are identifying where in the artwork can others find the things we described. When you are writing it, you would simply use the listed words individually or combine them to create sentences. This should be used to guide the viewer where to look in the work to identify what you are talking about. When you are talking about it, just speak clearly and focus on sections of the artwork at a time. Once we have done this, our analysis is completed. Third, interpretation. When we do the interpretation, we identify the information the clues have given us. It is like writing a story in language class. When doing this, we use the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. When you are writing it, we use this in a paragraph, just as you would when writing a story. When you are talking about it, we talk about them all in one, in the same way you would tell someone about something you saw or experienced. When this is done, our interpretation would be completed. Four, we move to judgment. The fourth step identifies how successful you believe the artist was in communicating the idea. Do you believe they used the right clues or techniques to express this? When you are writing it, you would simply state what you believe was successful, and then you state what you believe would have made it easier for you to arrive at your interpretation if you believe anything was not clear. When you are talking about it, you just state what you agree with and what you did not, if there are things there. Once you have done that, then your judgment is completed. Art appropriation. Appropriation means literally to take possession of something, which is why artists who use appropriation in their work can say that the finished product really belongs to them, even if it contains content drawn from other sources. So, in taking something and morphing it, transforming it into another version of itself, can be considered appropriating it. Artists who employ this technique often use imagery from commercial sources like advertising or play on historical references that are well recognized by many people. For example, depictions of Romeo and Juliet. There are many versions that can be created from an original work. The artist who appropriates must identify what they are using from the original to keep the connection and what they intend to change to create their version of the story.